And welcome back to Persona 2 Innocent Sin. We're still exploring the deadly but oh so beautiful Alba Park.
I got cookies. I found the food court. Wait, where are we here again?
We're here for the idol girl. You know,
Really?
better on.
Oh, gotcha. I still wanted cookies though. I don't think blondes are worth it over cookies.
That flower there was honestly a bit interesting, because he's essentially like, I'm going to spite humanity. Whatever they think I am, I'm going to be the opposite, so what do you think I am? Poison. Okay, I'll give you a healing item.
Yeah, it's like the logic, right?
Yeah, I mean...
I'm gonna spite humanity. Okay, I think you're poisonous and toxic. Okay, I'm gonna be the nicest thing ever and give you full heals.
I mean,
Fucking suckers.
It does say that it does that to spite humanity. So it's like, I'll be exactly the opposite of what you say I'm gonna be. I think you're poisoned, so I'm gonna not be poisoned. And by doing so, I'm gonna help the humanity that I spite.
It's like being nice to someone just because they piss you off because they say you're too mean or something like that.
Or just being overly nice to that one person that you can't stand.
Right. Yeah, it's like being overly nice to that person you can't stand. What the fuck? Anyway, being overly nice to that one person you can't stand. For context, like, fucking Violet's moves are so fucking bullshit. I just got tippered to death at like 70. Salt. Salt is real.
Indeed. Now here's something that I do kind of want to show off here, because it's just amazing how fun it is, because, like, unfortunately this isn't Troy Baker saying this, but it's Akichi's Japanese voice.
This? Oh, when he's singing?
Yeah.
Right. Oh wow, that down air does so much. Sorry, I just definitely, like, want to see more of
The salt is real.
Like, the salt is real on top of getting try-harded. It's like, alright, really, dude? Character just came out yesterday and you're already acting like a try-hard with him. Anyway, but that's most characters. I mean, I'll take the bullet on that. I was try-harding with Terry day one because I already knew KOF input commands.
Kinda fair. One minor complaint that I have about Alba Park, though, is that it's honestly a bit of a maze, and I don't enjoy that too much, because really, it's annoying when it takes way too long for everything. Now this flower here has the gimmick of, hey, I'm going to take some of your one of your status thing, like, can take either your health or your magic meter, all the way down to 1. I'd recommend HP, because hindsight is 20/20. Exactly like the text is saying. Thank you, editing me. But basically, let that one flower consume one of your statuses, and then he gives you a free item for it, and really, I'd recommend getting that item, because honestly, it's free items. These are
RPGs, even if you don't need them.
box.
Even if in RPGs, if you don't need them, it's always good to get free items.
Yeah. Even if you have to heal the damage right after. These things are just annoying. They aren't really all that much of note. They're just big old chompers.
Yeah, they're not the pretty. I mean, honestly, the problem in some of the Persona games in general is, like, you have so many monsters that just it's kind of almost the Pokemon effect, but not to an aggressive extent, where it's like, it feels like some of them are not going to be hits, because there's just too many.
Yeah, it also doesn't help when some of those are just recolors of earlier demons from the game itself, like, in Persona 5, specifically, there's the Legion demon.
Right.
And it's essentially a recolor of a level 20 Persona that you can get earlier on. It's like, that's lazy, but minorly understandable.
Right.
But really, what you need to know is that the Cabandas are weak to fire, and just basically spam fire spells against them, and you're golden. I am also thinking, how am I gonna rank? I am gonna rank grind after this. That's gonna be a bit. Along with just the whole fiasco of having to use, you know, fusion spells and all that, and setting all this up like a chess game, which, again, I do like, as time-consuming as it is, but at the same time, it's still, like, no matter how much you enjoy it or not, it's still time-consuming.
True. That's true. And that's why I kind of appreciate these re-releases in, kind of, and don't let Yule hear this, but emulators giving you the options to, like, speed through things or, you know, outright avoid it altogether if you can. But it also gives you the option not to if you're a fan, like, of doing it like Legon.
Yeah, well, that's more just of the fact that really the big time-consuming thing here is just setting up the attack rather than the attack itself. Because that's the main meat of this, instead of just, hey, I'm going to put you into this battle, it's up to you to use these skills as soon as you can. Here it's like, okay, I'm going to put this person into this spot here, and this person right next to them, so that they can use this spell in this order to get this certain result. And then these other two are going to be, one of them is going to be the tank here, and then the other one is going to basically be on healing duty and other stuff like that. And one is like a buffer and all that kind of thing.
It's over-explaining aside, it's a chess match, really. I mean, that's really what it is. It's like placing chess pieces on a board.
Yeah, and like most other RPGs are kind of like the comparison that we've made before. Like comparing chess to checkers.
Yeah, because in checkers it's... Yeah, I mean, we made the comparison before. It's like modern Persona is checkers, and then like old Persona is chess. And we're not saying one is better than the other, to be fair. I think both have their merit. Just like in real life, where it's like sometimes I really do want to play a game of chess, and I think it's fun to have that strategy. Sometimes in checkers, I just kind of want to fucking play a simpler version of that. The strategy is still there, but it's not as complex as chess.
Yeah, and it's also just a lot more simple to comprehend. Like in chess, you have the king, who can only move one space in any direction, queen, knight, rook, all that stuff. They can move in their own unique directions. With checkers, it's just you can move one direction, or everyone except the king can move in only one way.
Well, yeah, I mean, and then being kinged in checkers is like moving two ways. So it's like when you get those being base modern Persona is like being at the start of a checkers game, whereas when you get to the end game, you start getting those double kinged pieces where you can just do a lot more things with it. This one, it's the opposite, where it's like chess all the way. You basically just get new chess pieces as you go along. Excuse me, by the way.
Oh, you're fine. Anyway, we finally basically found progress for this. This is the back door. How do we get in? Well, really,
we climb 70 stairs and get called a retard. I mean, what?
No, this isn't Final Fantasy VII.
We're almost there. One day.
One day later.
Maybe.
Really?
We'll delay the LP like the actual game got delayed. We offered to buy them. Just say that we couldn't get concert tickets. Who says ticks? It's tickets.
Remember, 90s.
Oh, good point.
Hey, you want to go up and say we'll buy your shift for you?
I would love that.
This is weird timing. We'd be in trouble, but I want to leave. How about 10,000 yen? Fortunately, I just so happen to accumulate twice that much just running throughout the park.
What? Didn't you have 20 last time we saw your wallet?
Yep.
Wow. Who's leaving their fucking money in the park?
I don't know.
Run around my local park next time I get a chance. No.
I don't know, you might also want to be careful that there's no demons or talking flowers there.
Well, if that happens, then that's the least of my problem. Money,
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. And this is honestly one of my favorite pieces of music in the game for a dungeon, which
How many?
I hate
Okay,
how
I hate to
underutilized
say
it
it.
is.
I kind of hate to say this, but how many times have you fucking said that? We need a counter for that in this LP. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. This is my favorite piece of music. Like,
Some of my favorites, at least.
just admit that this is your favorite fucking soundtrack in gaming.
It's my favorite Persona soundtrack.
Yeah. Because, like, come on, dude. You've said that, like, ad nauseum, like, 10 times right now. Like, we've said, this is one of my favorite battle themes. This is one of my favorite dungeon themes. This is also one of my favorite dungeon themes. Did you know that this theme is underutilized and also one of my favorite themes?
Oh, that's more...
True. It's good, though. It's a good soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm one to be saying that, too, but it really is a good soundtrack, and I wish that this track was used more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm making fun of you, but like the reality is, it is one of the better soundtracks in the Persona series for sure, and then in games, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's a good soundtrack.
Yeah, like one thing, like one big thing that I love about this soundtrack mostly is just the sheer variation. Like we just went from the most calm, serene thing you could ever go to like this soothing kind of hip hop beat.
I think it's also like Sonic Adventure in a sense that it really captures the 90s very well.
Yeah. That Genji Sasaki guy really pisses me off. He likes the woman, but he hates the men.
No comment. Not even worth it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. The
Not
game
even-
is doing enough of that anyway.
Right. But some fruit is just too low hanging. Even
Yes.
for me.
Yeah, it hangs so low it gets smacked in your face.
Yeah, it hangs so low that it's got like a bruise on the bottom because it's hanging on the floor.
But basically what we gotta do here is infiltrate the stage and basically find out where Lisa is and kind of stage a rescue operation.
Kind of out of the blue. I mean, I feel like they kind of just like like, she got kidnapped and they're like, "Hey guys, we gotta go save Lisa." I guess.
Quote unquote
All right.
kidnapped. It's like, hey, we're gonna send her off to do some recon. Now let's go get her back because she's not coming back.
Yeah, right. And honestly, it's a much more entertaining handle than which is why we call her discount or better Anne. Almost a discount. That was a mistake.
No, Anna's the discount.
Yeah, we call her better Anne because like there is a very similar situation with Anne that just gets played so much more inappropriately.
Yeah. And this is where Lisa basically explodes in anger and all that because of cultural appropriation. And it's like, hey,
It's weird in the other direction. Yeah.
Yeah, basically Lisa's going through, everyone is assuming things of me that are completely wrong. I want it to stop, please. Come on.
And the modern crowd would throw a fucking fit when they realize a white person is actually the victim here.
Yes, they would.
And yet, the reality is, it's such a well done, like, because it's true. Like, how would they not? They assume she's a white American foreigner, even though she was raised in Japan, has lived her whole life in Japan. It's like, it is totally like an assumption. It's not racism per se, but it's like it's not cultural appropriation either. It's racial profiling. That's the proper word.
Yeah, racial profiling is more of it.
It's
but
racial profiling. Yeah, because they see her skin and her background, and they're like,
Well,
okay, so you're an American. You like the cheeseburgers, yes?
it's
and she's
more
like,
of a mix of both, considering that she was raised in Japan and all that, instead of just being from America. That's her dad.
Well, cultural appropriation would be living in America and taking the culture. It's like if it's different if you as a person is raised in that culture. It is all you know. So you can't say they're appropriating it because it's like that's not their fault. You can say the dad might be, but like the kid, no. So that's why I think it's more racial profiling because it's like they see her background and her looks and they think she is cheeseburger woman. It's like no. I grew up with fucking sushi or whatever.
I'm the same as you, I just look different.
Yeah. Which is a very mature fucking theme for a game to make back in the 90s.
Yeah, and just to add more onto that, just to make Lisa's life even worse, her two best friends that she's had since childhood are in the mass circle that wants to destroy the world. Because
They're in the Illuminati,
Mostly because it's like, hey, we want to make this dream come true of ours that we've had all this time. Come on, Lisa, please. We're all friends here, right? And it is really sad in the end of the day.
It's sad that she had to deal with something like that because like there's nothing you can do to fix it.
Yeah.
The reality of the problem is that it's literally her heritage and her skin. You can't. That's the problem with racism and stuff like that. Not to go on a political rant because I'm not one to do that, but it's like there's nothing people can do about that. You know, you can't change where you're from. You can't change what you look like, not on a drastic level. And if you do, it's like it's sad.
Yeah.
So
I was more referring to just the fact that her, like, basically the people that she's known had the best of times with, and, like, just basically the people that she's grown up with and known, like, you know, her actual childhood friends are involved in this thing that is completely evil. It's like, hey, they had the best intentions, which is kind of why this game is called Innocent Sin. It's like they wanted to do this good thing to have fun, and it's like, how do they do that? By engaging in something that is, well, kind of wants to destroy the world.
Right. Well, yeah, then the name is pretty good because it's like, it's exactly like you said.
It's the main theme of basically all the characters' major decisions.
Like in the first part of 2, yeah.
Yeah. Especially like this one here, which is, you know, like I've already mentioned back when Akichi was separated from the party, giving every other party member their moment in the sun. It's funny because Tatsuya's Sun Arcana.
I get it. I get it. You did something cute.
Eh. But basically what you gotta do here, because you have an option of letting Lisa go through with this, or basically staging the rescue mission early and getting her out of here ASAP. When you let her go through with it, you let her basically take it on her own. It's like, hey, I understand why you profiled me the way you did, but that's wrong, and I am okay with that.
Yeah. It's wrong, but do better next time.
Yeah, and it really is good. At the very least, we get this nice piece of Japanese music that, honestly, I like it because it's a big character moment, but as a piece of music in and of itself, it's okay.
Right. That's actually rare of. It's actually. I was just sort of making fun of Legon for doing it. It's like rare for him to go, this piece of music really did not land. Like, what?
It's good, but it's not great.
Fuck this character. Yeah. But it's cool that she finally gets her moment.
I love the timing of that, because it's like, this piece of music is good, but it's not great. Slams controller.
Yeah. Fucking how dare you? How dare you not like this music? It's my favorite in the game.
Hey, Maya, Yuki, oh hey, look at this. Look at this door-busting crowd in the bleachers. Filling up 2 rows of seats.
Alright. Yeah, I know, it's like, was this all really worth it for fucking 2 rows of teenagers?
I mean, honestly, something that you brought up in the very first episode of this is like a potential Persona 2, like in a hypothetical, if this ever got an actual HD remake.
I think that would be a scene that would really benefit from it.
Yeah, this really would.
Mm-hmm.
And to focus back on the game for a second, plot. Maya Amano, our party member, is now focusing on the Oracle of Maya, which is suddenly becoming a lot more relevant now that the Mass Circle has showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, Lisa is basically...
Well, don't you look good.
Admitting that...
Wait, teenager. Yeah.
Lisa is essentially saying to everyone, I may be a white girl, but I don't know English. I don't do American things, but I appreciate you coming out for this anyway. Thank you.
I may be a white girl, but a white girl can jump. Wait, wrong event.
Huh? Where's this thing? Oh!
It's a bomb! Wow! That's why I love Persona 2. This fucking shit is ridiculous. What's this under this? A bomb? Okay.
You need to
Oops.
tell everyone to leave calmly. There's... Lisa. Lisa. Why? There's that one dude just standing there.
One dude's like, fucking, I guess this is my time.
Oh, and look at that. Genji Sasaki, the guy who organized all this, is one of the head honchos of the Mass Circle.
I like that it's like they don't even try to fucking like, who is this master? Oh, Genji's voice.
Yeah.
Prince Taurus.
Also, another thing, I love how Lisa basically tore off the dress that was honestly less clothing than she was wearing before to reveal the school outfit underneath.
It's not a dress. It's a fucking bra top and tight pants, and she ripped it off to reveal skirt and school uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Oh, it's the Crystal Skull. It's the thing that ruined the Indiana Jones.
Except this one is actually good.
True, and it looks cooler too.
So what are you even doing with this? If you want to know, well, figure out my riddles.
Yeah. Not gonna lie though, these guys have cool fucking outfits and masks. Well, not the outfits as much because they are supposed to resemble Nazi uniforms, but like the masks are cool. They remind me of Xenoblade, even though that came out later. I know.
Yeah, the masks themselves are really the big identifying features for these guys, for better and for worse.
That one's a lion because Leo is lion.
Yeah, and
this one is Taurus, which I don't get because Taurus is supposed to be a bull, so I don't get the connection to bull.
Hmm. Yeah, I can.
Boss fight.
I can kind of agree with you there.
Yeah.
Honestly, Genji Sasaki's gimmick.
Maybe he's got the clock on his head. Maybe it's supposed to be based on time.
Probably.
You don't speak English.
Let's get this over with.
That's the problem with an English dub. Anyway, as I was gonna say before, Genji Sasaki's gimmick in this boss fight is essentially that he steals everything that Lisa can do, mostly her starter persona and all of the potential abilities you can learn with it by ranking it up, except darker, and one of them is a potential instant kill to your entire party.
Huh. So I guess he kind of looks like a thief, so that makes sense. Like, if you look at his mask a little bit and look at his outfit, he kind of looks like the thief of the group.
He really does. Like, he looks like the most sly out of all of them.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of, like, what the hell is his name? Corvo from Dishonored. I don't know. I kept saying Altano in my head. I was like, that's not the name. But Corvo, yeah. He reminds me of Corvo from Dishonored a lot. That outfit. Even though this came out way before I get it.
I mean, maybe some of the best trends were put into into things that weren't really all that mainstream.
Yeah, that's kind of true, because, like, I don't think... I wouldn't want to say that they would have taken it, because I think that... But, you know, a lot of inspiration for a lot of modern things come from a lot of older... Like, a lot of things from the 90s, 80s, you know. We still go back to it in obscure ways.
Yeah, when we're not trying to make it all blatant, like, you know, Thor Ragnarok and all those other movies.
Yeah, or just remaking everything into oblivion, but still. And I think you know, see, I don't like movie remakes because I think video game remakes have credit. You update it for more modern, you know, and it's a lot of, you know, games become way more archaic faster than, like, movies do. You can watch a classic movie forever. Even classic video games get old after a while. So, but
yeah, like,
I just don't like movie remakes that much.
Yeah, as an example for that, Kingdom Hearts, like, yeah, everyone will agree that it is a classic game, but when you go back to it after playing 2 or the or Birth by Sleep or 358, it feels a lot more jank.
Yeah, absolutely, and I love 1. I mean, I can 100% 1 again if I wanted to, but, like, I mean, not as much, but, like, I can play through 1 from memory, almost, and I do like it, but I prefer 2. I prefer even the handheld games. I prefer 3 over a lot of them, you know? It's like, You can only replay games so many times before you start getting burned down on them.
Yeah.
Unless it's something like Persona 2 in Legon's case, and even Legon doesn't replay it like endlessly. He plays it once every, you said year maybe, or once every couple years.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So now that we've kind of gone on that,
This is where I started to realize I fucked up by not getting Persona's Rex up before now.
Yeah. Which essentially, in layman's terms, means that I had an eighth of the skills that I wanted. So I couldn't do half the fusion spells I wanted to do.
Right. So basically, we're kind of just fucking winging it at this point.
Kind of.
You see, though, if I can be honest a little bit, especially in RPGs, I think that's one of the times where
Yeah.
I fucking love that move. No, but the point I was getting ready to get is, I feel like in RPGs sometimes, that's when I'm at my most stout. When I'm like, oh, I fucked up, I should have grinded a little bit. Let's see if I can pull this out anyway. Sometimes
Yeah.
I do, sometimes... Actually, I don't actually learn a lot. I learn a lot of times where I can actually pull it out. Pokemon is a different example because Pokemon is just so bare bones that you are kind of fucked if you're at a level disadvantage.
Yeah, in this case, like, yeah, I am, like, at the very least competent enough, and the game gives me enough options to be able to handle this. But at the same time, considering that this is a Let's Play, most of this fast-forwarding is just out of courtesy sake. Because, you know, otherwise it would have taken a whole hour instead of just 40 minutes.
Right, and it's... Wait, this is still 40 minutes at fast-forwarding?
Well, I'm fast-forwarding through most of this fight so that we can get to the end of it, because there is still a decent chunk of story after this boss battle ends. And speaking of the boss battle, I'm going to go over the stats of the boss really quick. 61 attack, 67 defense, 45 magic attack, and 52 magic defense. He is... well, everything that is not neutral is ranged. He is completely null to, reflects earth, resists light and nerve damage, and is null to dark and mind damage.
Right.
His skills are Darkma Magna, which is deal medium earth and dark damage to all enemies, may confuse. Magnara, medium earth to one enemy. Mirage, almighty immunity to everybody else. Marin Karen, charm one person potentially. And Medea, so he can heal himself. Which makes the battle take even longer.
Right. Which, it always sucks when a boss has... Like, I don't mind a boss that has a healing item, because at least it's a one and done. I hate the bosses that have healing spells. It's like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah, that is when it gets annoying more than anything else. Because, like, it's something they can do over and over again. Fortunately, it didn't happen all that often when I did this fight. So, at the very least, there is that much. But at the same time, it's just an annoying mechanic to deal with. Regardless.
Right.
One thing that you can definitely see a lot more of me using here are SP items, because like this is the kind of thing I save them up for. When I completely run out in the middle of something that I can't get like back out of, it's like, hey, now that I am very low on SP, I'm going to put someone on like defense buff duty for everyone else to recover SP. So it's like we can get right back into the action and keep it going.
Right.
Which is one thing that I will honestly continue to gush about in classic Persona until it comes back in actual modern Persona.
Right.
At least to this level.
You know, yeah, and I wonder if like 6 could bring back some other things from Persona, because like I think there are some things from classic Persona that weren't just archaic. You could just bring it back.
Yeah, like I will say that some of them, like managing turn orders specifically and setting them up like this so that everyone else can have their own turns and like the fusion spells as well. I think that those are some great things that with some fine tuning can certainly be implemented into modern Persona very easily. I am sad that that wasn't the final hit, because that would have been extremely cathartic. Lisa just punching him for what he put her through. Of course, since Akichi and Lisa are confused, I basically set them to just like, hey, neutral attack so that you don't do anything that could potentially kill any other party members. Oh, jeez. While everyone else available, like everyone else who still has normal statuses, can go on to offense duty and healing duty.
Right.
And that is not what I set him to do at all, but that's a-okay by me. Because it still damaged the boss, and that's really what I need at this point.
Do you have anything that can clear the statuses on Ikichi and Ginko?
As far as I know, there are no well, actually, in my inventory, I had no items that could clear Confuse. Believe me, I tried in the battle, I saw it in the footage. I saw no items that could clear Confuse. Somehow.
Are there any in the game, or you just don't have them?
In the game, I'm not sure, but I know for a fact that I didn't have any, so I couldn't do anything about it in this specific situation. The battle is almost over, though, as you can see by the little red crosshair whenever you target him, and the fact that he is also in a limping sprite. Which, as far as I remember, is actually something that PlayStation 1 Innocent Sin had as well. Where, essentially, what you see that this boss has one sprite for normal, and then another one for when he's on his last legs. His or her, or whatever. It's. Because, you know, you fight a lot of demons in Persona. Confused does wear off after enough time, so since Akichi still has a bunch of SP left, I'm going to set him on offense duty. Kind of all... A bunch of strategies are kind of running through my head at this point. It's like why I set the turn order in one way or another. Because of some new openings. And again, chess game. It's very much a chess game.
Yeah, I think that's the best comparison. That early Persona, you can make the early Persona more so too, because I think 1 has a little bit of it there, but it's so archaic. So it's kind of just the fair.
1 just has way too many things to manage because, like, on top of all of these things that are still in Persona 2, you also have party positioning to manage. Like, not even in the turn order, just in the actual position in the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Which is not new to RPGs. Like, RPGs, starting with, you know, most Final Fantasy games have the front-to-back party management, but it's like, in Persona 1 it's a little obnoxious.
In Persona 1, you have essentially Mega Man Battle Network type of positioning that you can only set up before the battle.
Right.
After all that, Prince Taurus only just got knocked down. He didn't even get defeated properly.
And he teleports for some reason.
Because rumors. And he convinces Lisa's friends to put on the masks that, as we've seen before in the Kasugiyama High concert hall, steals their souls and turns them into shadow men.
Great.
So now Lisa's out 2 best friends.
It's okay, Lisa. We're your friends.
They're right in front of me.
What the fuck is that supposed to... Okay, fine, bitch. See ya. No. Shut up, Lisa. Your friends only just got fucking slaughtered. Who cares? Can you talk to them?
Well, even if you did talk to them, all that you'd really get from them is like, oh, I don't care anymore. Oh no, which is even worse than me half the time.
I figured just to see the masks or something like that. See them with the masks on.
You can change the camera angle to see that, but really, it's not even all that worth it.
The little details of LPing, like on. The little details, man.
Tell that to past me. Anyway, now that we have Lisa, look at this. We have angels.
Okay, I can't. For one, I can't tell it to pass you because normal you doesn't listen.
Anyway, these enemies are angels. They're essentially the biblical incarnation of angels, where it's like, hey, yeah, all that mumbo jumbo. Essentially, what I'm gonna do here, if I remember this fight correctly, is I'm going to negotiate with them so that I can get a pact with them, because if I also remember correctly, this is the only time that they show up. Or at the very least, this is the only battle that I keep in from this place. After I negotiate away the Kiyohime.
Right.
You're incredible. I admire that. What exactly are you complimenting me on? Style. Oh.
How fucking shallow of you. What? Wait, that turned around really quick.
I'm going to annul our pact. Bye.
Wow.
So now I'm going to... Oh no, Kiyohime left. Hey Angel, you want to make a pact?
No, it's like, yo, Angels, I'm single now. As they saw you break up with them. What? Love your mom and dad? What the shit are you talking about? Maya. You're adorable, but stop being an idiot.
That was entertaining. Let's make a pact.
I don't know why that's my favorite picture of her when she's like got that side angle going. It's kind of like a good angle of her. I think her art is really nice there.
Yeah, I can
It's
agree
almost like
with
when
that.
Tatsuya's it's almost like when Tatsuya's in his dual magic stance. I think that's pretty cool looking as well.
At this point now, what we gotta do is find King Leo's riddle in the bomb-infested concert hall. So what do we gotta do? Check each and every single locker.
Jesus Christ! Do you really need 2 lockers of bombs when like one is gonna do the same amount of damage? Like what the
4,
fuck?
actually.
Okay, like I don't see what you couldn't get out of the one in that area that you're gonna need 4 for. Like
4 for 4.
4 for 4. Oh, I hate that. English language is stupid.
Hey, there's the riddle. Now let's get out of here. Come to my next target if you can figure out where it is. Many sparks have been laid, but only the remote transmitter will set them off. So let's get out of here.
Interested to see where this translates to.
Now you may also notice me going right back into the room. Why is that? 1, so that I can hold the timer a bit longer, and 2, reset the random encounter rate, because while the random encounters may not, you know, keep the timer going, otherwise you'd basically be screwed out of the entire game, it still does take up time, and, you know, that saves me editing.
Right. Also, I know that Yawn probably just picked up. I'm not tired of the game. I'm just tired in general. The game itself.
Serial number.
So even though this is a remake, they kept the old PS1 CGI.
Mostly, because I mean, again, the PS1 version of Innocent Sin didn't even release in the West, so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but I feel like because even in the beginning, you didn't really notice it because it had a whole new intro.
Yeah, along with the fact that this is already on the PSP anyway, which is a small screen, and you barely notice it.
Yeah, yeah.
And now
Maya
is going through PTSD.
Because she has PTSD to fire. This burn. But here's the thing with PTSD in this world. It'll probably actually affect the real person, as in, like, really start affecting her. You know, she's actually burning.
Yeah. And if you pay close attention, you can still see Lisa's friends, and I think they have the masks on.
Are they just... Actually, no, they don't. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They have the 2 little masks on. Also, are we just, like, fucking dragging them through the corridor?
I have
like,
no idea. They just appear
Everyone's
here.
getting through, and Lisa's like, don't worry, guys, I got them.
Like, just carrying them both under her arms.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, like mannequins. Like, carrying her like mannequins above her fucking arm. That's funny.
What is this riddle? Oh,
Really?
hello, person back from the very beginning of the game that never showed up again till now.
Miss Ideal, what a fucking name.
And funnily enough, her actual name is Maya.
Which doesn't really add to anything, it's just her name.
It's certainly going to be a lot more significant later on. Because, you know, it's dealing with the Oracle of Maya, and we have 2 people here named Maya. Hey, I want to ask you about the Oracle of my ages. How do you know about it? You just said it out loud. Last but... What are you on? And another thing, in case you forgot what you probably did, this Miss Ideal is a teacher at Sevens who is also apparently ex-military. Minions of the Fuhrer.
Wait, what?
She said something about minions of the Fuhrer when she saw Alicia. And now Yukino is like, hey, you know what, let's ignore her for now. I'm gonna call up my friend from my old high school back in Persona 1, who knows a lot about this stuff and can help us solve the riddle.
Yeah. Which again, I do like the connectivity to 1. It's kind of sad that after this, they don't really bring it up a lot.
Well, they do bring it up if you decide to go after the abandoned factory kind of side story there. Essentially, when you complete the when you complete most of the abandoned factory, you start to meet more and more and more characters from Persona 1, and it's pretty neat. Along with there also just being more like the Persona 1 characters themselves already just being there. Yeah, that's pretty much this part. We'll figure out what the riddle is going after next time. I forgot that I added this in so that I could ease out on post-commentary editing later.
Right. Such a beefy fucking part. Alright, we'll see you guys next time.